it's Mimi G here with another fast and easy tutorial. Today we're going to be doing another reader's request and using 2 extra large t-shirts to create a one-shoulder dress. Let's get started. Okay, let's go over what we're going to need. You're going to need a ruler or a yardstick. You're going to need a pair of scissors and something to mark your t-shirts with. So you could use a chalk roller or you could use one of these disappearing markers. You're also going to need some elastic. You're going to need enough for your neckline and then of course for your waist, and I'm using 1/2 inch wide elastic. And then of course you're going to need 2 t-shirts. Okay, so get your yardstick or your ruler and you're just going to make a line right underneath the sleeve, so right at the armpit. From armpit to armpit you're going to make a line, and that's where we're going to cut. This is going to be the bottom portion of our dress. And you can set that aside. And then go ahead and grab your other t-shirt. And we're going to create our one shoulder. So what you're going to do is you're going to start marking at the armpit, and then you're going to do a curve, and you're going to end about 1 inch from the neckband. And you're just going to eyeball it. And then cut. And now we have the top portion of our dress, and we're just going to remove some of the bottom. So we're going to remove about 2 inches. So measure out 2 inches from the bottom. And cut. And now we have the top portion of our dress, and we have the bottom portion of our dress. Now we're going to pin these together. Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to grab the bottom portion of our dress and you're going to turn this wrong side out. And then you're going to slip the top portion inside. And we're going to match the raw edges. Make sure you're matching at the side seam first. I'm going to cut off my tags. And then pin at the other side seam. And then pin a couple more times so that you can keep your layers together. Now we have our bottom and top pinned together. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to have you press under 5/8 of an inch across the top, the neckline. So you're going to press under, fold and press 5/8 of an inch all the way around, and then we can start sewing. Okay, so we're going to start by joining our top to bottom. So starting at one side seam, we're going to be creating a 1 inch seam. So that means that your needle should be 1 inch away from the edge of your fabric. Back stitch. Okay, now we have stitched together our top to bottom. So if you open it out, It's starting to resemble a dress. And what we're gonna do is turn your dress right side out, wrong side out, I should say. Go to your ironing table, and I want you to press your seam allowance towards the bottom of your dress, right, towards the hemline. And I want you to press that all the way around. Then we're gonna go back to the sewing machine, and we're going to stitch very close to the edge, only working on one layer. We're gonna be creating a casing. Okay, now I went ahead and put my dress back onto the sewing machine, and I'm only working on one layer. And we're going to be stitching close to the edge of our fabric so that we can create a casing. Go slow, make sure that you don't have any tucks or puckers. We're going to continue all the way around, sewing our casing down, and then we're going to stop about an inch before our stitching. Okay, you're going to stop about 1 inch right before you get to the other stitching. So we're going to leave a 1 inch opening. So go ahead and backstitch. And now go get the elastic that you measured for your waist and a safety pin. Okay, so as you can see, we have now created our casing, right? And so we're going to insert our elastic. So go ahead and put a safety pin through one end of your elastic, and then you're going to go in through the opening, and you're going to pull and sift your elastic until you reach the other end. And just keep pulling. Make sure you don't lose the other tail end of this. So when you get close to that, when this is almost on the inside, go ahead and pin it so you don't lose it. Now pull your elastic, hold down to both pieces, and pin them together so you don't lose them while you adjust. And then I want you to feel and make sure that your elastic is not twisted. Okay, it's nice and flat. Now we're going to overlap these and sew them together. And then we're going to close out our opening. Find that 1 inch opening, and you're going to pull so that you can see where your stitching began, and you're going to put your needle right in that same position, and you're going to backstitch, and then you're going to sew until you meet your other stitching. And now that you've closed that up, our elastic waistband is finished. And now all we need to do is our neckline. Okay, so you should have pressed your 5/8 of an inch along the entire neck. And now we're going to stitch close to the edge, and we're going to leave a 1 inch opening again so we can insert our elastic. Okay, we're going to stop. You're going to grab the elastic you measured for your neckline and your safety pin, and you're going to insert it the same way we did for our waistband. Then you're going to close up the opening the same exact way. Okay, I'm going to close out my opening. And we're all done. The only thing I want to do now is I want to create interest on my sleeve so it doesn't just look like a sleeve. So I'm going to create a couple of pleats. So right in the center of my sleeve, I'm going to pull, I guess about a 1/2 inch on both sides, and I'm going to fold it over, and I'm going to pin. And then I'm going to do that one more time, and I'm going to pin. And then I'm just going to use a straight stitch to tack it down. And now we've created a
pleated detail on the sleeve.
I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Until next time, peace.